Hey everybody, welcome back to Overland, Florida. I'm Kevin, and for those of you that have not kept up with the channel, last December I ordered a Ford Maverick from Bartow Ford. It took about 5 months to come in, and mid-April, I picked up my Ford Maverick. It had 16 miles on it, and it is now August 13th, and I have just over 10,000 miles on it. So I want to give you guys a little 10,000 mile update. The truck has impressed me a lot, and one benefit of it, one of the main reasons I actually wanted to buy it was just the fuel mileage. So even though the truck sits pretty low to the ground, I have not had any issues of ripping off this front little valance or anything like that, which I thought was going to be like the first thing to go. It's actually done pretty well. Most of the spots here in Florida are nice and sandy, so if you bottom out going over a rut and hit the sand, generally it doesn't do too much damage unless you're doing about 45-50 miles an hour. So no issues on the front end with any of the plastics, anything hanging down. I do have the FX4 model, which has the tow hooks, which I have not had to use yet. I do plan on adding some fog lights, some rigid, I think they're called Squadron Pro lights right there. They're really bright. Actually, I think they're the same ones that Jillian has on the front of her 4Runner. But other than that, nothing on the front of the truck has been damaged or quit working. All the sensors and everything are working fine. I still have the stock tires, stock wheels. There are companies that make 2-inch lifts for these trucks, but I'm kind of straying away from that. If I add a 2-inch lift to this and bigger tires and different wheels, then I might as well have just kept my old Toyota Tacoma, because I'd be doing the exact same thing. So the whole point of this truck was to do the same kind of hobbies and camping and everything, but get, you know, twice, if not a little more than twice, the fuel mileage of the old Toyota Tacoma. Like I said, averaging about 27.5 between city and highway. But if I'm doing a road trip or straight highway driving, like on the interstate, I'm getting about 33. But like I said, I kept the same tires, the same wheels, just because I wanted to keep that miles per gallon as close to stock as I could. And I have the nicer little interior. It's got the fake leather, nice seats in there. Nothing really inside, just your normal dirt and everything like that. There were complaints online where people said that their dashboards were getting so hot in the sun that they're becoming sticky and it almost looked like they were melting. This thing sits in the Florida sun in my driveway with absolutely no trees or shade, and when I get in the truck sometimes it reads like 117, 121 degrees, and this thing hasn't been sticky. Like, I have not noticed any kind of fading, cracking, or like just liquefying of the dashboard or any plastics, seats, or anything. So so far I really like the interior. A lot of it's kind of hard plastic, which is nice. It's kind of soft right here. Got the grab handle right there. Other than that, I do want to add some ram mounts somewhere over here. I was hoping a company would come up with something that kind of just either double-sided taped or screwed in right here and would come up and give me some options for some ram mounts. I want to put a phone holder and my little tablet up there for navigating and stuff. Other than that, the patches do kind of stick to the headliner. I don't have them all up yet. In the back, same thing. Got some nice little storage right here. Got gloves, got a little door handle, same kind of plastic. Got some pockets right here. Probably the best thing, and where this interior really came in handy, was underneath the back seat. You just lift this up, and I pretty much have all of my camping stuff. There's a revolver, but I have a couple of hammock setups. I have a blanket, I have an under quilt for the hammock, I have the rain fly, got the bug net. Over here on this side, I have some food items. I have like a hoodie in case it gets chilly at night. I got 2 more blankets. I got a headlamp. I got a inflatable pillow. And then I just have like toiletries. I have toothpaste, toothbrush, stuff to take a shower. So basically, minus cooking stuff, I can camp out of everything that's right here underneath my back seat. So if I want to go out into the woods last minute, I don't have to stop at any kind of stores. I have everything I need underneath my back seat, and it's always there, it's always dry, and it's really out of the way. So most of the time I kind of even forget it's there, sadly. Moving on to the back, I have an Xtrusion Overland bed rack. Right here are 2 Rotopack mounts. Both are for water, because driving around in Florida, you don't really need to bring gasoline with you because you're never more than like 40 minutes away from a gas station. Plus, this truck gets really good fuel mileage, and I believe it's just over about 400 miles to a tank. Kind of forgot already, but so hauling gas is just kind of silly for me. Right here I have a DFG off-road shower mounted on the Xtrusion Overland bed rack. I bought this, I had it set up on the Tacoma. I just never used it when it was on the Tacoma. We used it more for a changing room than a shower, but this fall we're going to start using this as a shower as we come out to Ocala a lot more often. All right, going up on the rack, right here I have a Harbor Freight little rifle box carrier thing, but I have more camping gear in it. Ron's gonna open it up for me, and I have an entire Coleman stove up top. Got some bug spray, got some LED lights, I got a compressor for tires, I have a strap for pulling people out or pulling myself out. I got some, this is kind of like WD-40, it's supposed to be better than WD-40. Just random stuff. This is a 12-volt electric shower, so this is gonna be the shower head and the pump that's gonna go to this shower right here. And close that back up. And I have a Gator truck bed cover. This thing was like barely $200. It's really good quality for $200, a lot better than I was expecting. It stays nice and tight, it's not flapping around in the wind, and it actually has a pretty good seal all the way around. Some moisture, a little bit of rain will drip in there, but it keeps a majority of the water out, surprisingly. So go ahead and open this up. And while I was in North Carolina, my dad and I built one box, and this is a slide for my refrigerator that I have in here full time. I was gonna do 2 drawers, but the refrigerator, I was afraid if the refrigerator was in a drawer, it would not get enough air to cool the fan and everything. It'd just be recirculating the hot air in that little box. So I decided to leave this whole side open and just have it on a slide so you can get the stuff out. So go ahead and open up this side. As you can see, I got it full of stuff. So I have like my mountain biking stuff in here. Let's see, I got a helmet, I got gloves, and then I got some camping stuff. Let's see. This is an LED light strip. You're gonna see that in some upcoming videos. It's very bright. This is for the boat. And then I decided to take all the camping stuff that used to be in the back of my Tacoma in the drawers, and if it did not fit in these cases right here, I just gave it away or threw it away. Decided I did not need it, or I could just buy something from Amazon that was smaller and save it up a lot of space. So I have everything you're pretty much going to need in here besides water and propane for camping. This one's all first aid. This one's all utensils, plates, bowls, tongs for, you know, grilling and stuff like that. Then I have one that's all seasonings, Pam, spray, you know, all that stuff you're gonna need for the cooking. Then I have stuff that's just all electronics, everything from batteries to chargers to wires, cables and all that stuff for my solar panels and for the battery banks, and just pretty much anything electronic or anything LED is going to be in this box. And the other one's just kind of like overflow miscellaneous, and I can still fit some more boxes in here. I can even put some sideways in here. I even have a camp chair down in there so I don't forget it. I got a fan because we're in Florida. Got some charcoal for cooking with the cast iron. And when I do go camping, there's other stuff that I add to this, but this is just pretty much what I keep in the truck full time because it's just that drawer's pretty big, so I can get away with just hauling around a bunch of stuff on the daily. So that's pretty much it for this drawer. Now I'll show you guys the slide. I had to put this little lock in here because the way my dad and I designed this is the plywood runs in these 2 little tracks, and then under the bottom piece of plywood we took a router and we made tracks for it to slide in. So it actually was sliding so good, every time I'd start or stop, it would just slide against the tailgate and slam against the cab of the truck. So I had this little lock right here so it wouldn't slide in place. Normally right here, I keep a huge 1300 watt hour power bank, but I actually took it out and put it in the shed to charge. And this is how easy this thing slides. Like, that's just one finger, and that's wood on wood, no metal tracks, no $300 or $400 refrigerator slide. That's just wood on wood. So worked pretty well. And this is the Bodega, like 45 quart refrigerator, and It's actually been off for a little while because I went on vacation and we took Jillian's 4Runner, so I'll just show you it real quick. Got some drinks in there. Really needs to be cleaned out and bleached, but it's a pretty good little refrigerator. And then you just push it right back in. And then it's locked in place. And on the back of every Ford Maverick, on each side they have 12-volt pre-wired. All you have to do is just pull this plug right here, connect a wire, and instead of having the plug right here, I decided to use this little door that's a little cover thing. And I have a 12-volt socket and I have 2 USB ports. So I can run this refrigerator off the truck battery itself, and I don't have any issues with the refrigerator really, so it's pretty nice. If I'm camping or I'm stopped somewhere for a long period of time, I normally would just unplug the refrigerator from the truck and just plug it into my power station. That's usually right there. But other than that, no issues. They do make the little dampeners for the tailgates, and a lot of people buy those, but this tailgate's so small, like there's no reason to spend $30 on that to me. All right, got the tow package. No issues with the tow package. Most of the time when I'm towing my little boat or my little tractor, I don't even put the truck in tow mode. I just tow normally, and I still average about 22 miles to the gallon pulling a diesel John Deere garden tractor, and then my little 15.5-foot Riverhawk skiff. I still get about 20 something miles to the gallon, which is really nice. All right, so over on this side so far, I just have a little shovel, nothing crazy. I do have my ARB awning right here. I have some other stuff I gotta mount on these molly panels right here. I'm probably gonna buy 2 more molly panels. So this entire side right here is just molly panels to mount all the random stuff I still have sitting in my garage in my shed. And there we have it. So after 10,000 miles, I still highly recommend this truck. At sometimes I wish I would have got the hybrid version, just because people that have the hybrid are averaging almost 50 miles to the gallon, which is really impressive. The only reason I did not is because those trucks are front wheel drive and not all wheel drive. And although I haven't really had any issues with loss of traction or getting stuck out here in the Ocala National Forest or up in the mountains in North Carolina, I think front wheel drive would just be slipping the whole time. And one other thing some people probably don't think about is boat ramps get really steep, especially in Florida. The tide is out, you got it back further down, and I didn't want to be one of those people that are stuck on the boat ramp because I didn't have traction. And that's really the only reason I went with the EcoBoost with the all-wheel drive, is just for the, you know, the traction for boat ramps and stuff like that. Other than that, driving around town, you can't beat 50 miles to the gallon for a little truck like this. It's so convenient. You can still put a whole pallet of whatever. If you want to go to Home Depot and buy a pallet of something or haul stuff around, the bed's 4.5 feet long, so it's pretty convenient. I had a Ford Ranger right when I graduated high school. It was like a 2000 Ford Ranger, and I like that truck. And this one's about the same size as that, so I was kind of already used to a smaller truck, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. But I would not hesitate to buy another one of these. And if they actually came out with a hybrid all-wheel drive, I would sell this to buy the hybrid all-wheel drive, because obviously with the extra running gear and it being all-wheel drive, you're not going to get that 50 miles to the gallon or close to that, but you're going to get a lot better than the EcoBoost version. So anybody on the fence about this truck, I don't know what to say other than I'm very happy with mine, and I'm coming from somebody that owned this Tacoma right here. Obviously they're 2 totally different trucks, but surprisingly the cab space is almost the same. The interior size is about the same. It's just the front of the truck is shorter and then the bed shorter, so it makes the truck look so much smaller. But when you get inside the truck, you're like, wow, this thing is actually pretty roomy inside. But I mean, I'm still going to the same places I used to take this all through Ocala, the campsites, Charlie's Creek in Georgia, which is part of the Georgia Traverse, one of the hardest sections next to Hurricane Creek. And I did that with this little truck right here. Really impressive. I think next time we go up, I'll make some videos of it up at Charlie's Creek. But it is really low to the ground, and that's probably the only thing that makes me nervous, is just hitting this little, I'm assuming it's probably like a transmission cooler or something like here, a condenser or something for the air conditioning. But that's the only thing that makes me nervous about this truck. Otherwise, this is the FX4 package, and it actually, man, I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys, but from the very front all the way to about right here, oh, let's see, is one huge like skid plate. So it's not like you're gonna hit your oil pan or something on a rock. You know, you're gonna be able to scrape over the rock, but it's just gonna sound and feel horrible. But for the most part, like I said, I have not had an issue off-roading with this thing. And obviously I'm not doing any hardcore rock crawling by any means, but all your county fire roads and forest roads and trails up in the mountains, I'm hanging out with these two out there doing them.